What's up, you guys? Welcome back to part 3 of the seal. And I just wanted to show you guys what I spent a lot of time kind of talking with you guys about last time, but didn't really get to show you. Is that subdivider modifier. And you can see kind of the power of it now. The seal, our seal, which is super simple vertex-wise, I'll dump it back down. This is actually what it is. As you increase this modifier, it turns into a really good looking seal. Does that make sense? So that's sort of the power of the normal mapping that we're going to be doing. So hopefully the concept, it won't really be like this, but it'll kind of be an illusion. It'll look as good as this, but it'll be as complex as this, as per like how the system renders it. So that's the trick we're going for. But we're not quite ready for that yet. This video we're going to be doing the head. The head is going to take a lot of vertices, and I want to do it right. So we're going to go about doing that, and then at the end we're going to be merging the vertices down, and yeah, trying to reduce the amount of complexity in the scene. So I got my little seal heads. Seals are just so funny looking. They're so cute. So they're kind of fat. I have to decide what I want to do here. I think one thing I noticed is that if I throw back on that modifier, one thing I notice is that it looks more like a whale and less like a seal. And I kept saying that. I was saying that in the last video too. And I think it's because I have to tighten up the belly. It looks like a really good whale, actually. But this isn't going to be a whale. We're going to tighten up the belly. We're going to tighten up the neck, shrinking it. That's what we really need to do, because this is just too bulky. And the tail also isn't quite right. We need to change the tail around a little bit. The tail is not the issue right now. It is the bulky head. So we're going to dive into that right now. Going back into edit mode. So we have to decide what we're going to do. Are we going to just delete these ones like we did with the tail? Probably. But first I think we have to bring up the belly. The belly of the beast. So I think we're just going to bring these up to start. GZ. Yeah, that's more like a seal already, I reckon. Let's add, we're going to have to add more vertices, I think. Oh god. That's not what I wanted at all. Add more vertices here, we'll GZ again. We'll unselect this line. So Shift Alt is how I did that. And then we'll move that line up. Just these two. Alright. It seems it's a bit too flat still. Do I really want to do that? Yeah, I do. Do I? I don't know. Alright, so that's looking a little better. The next thing is that a seal is more round, and this vertex is what's wrong. It's this loop. This loop can't be so in line with these ones. It has to be more brought down. So before we can even get into the head, we just gotta make everything else look a little better. A little toita. Move this one in, GY. We're going to actually move probably all of these in. Oh, you know what? We got to turn on clipping. GY. And then if you scale it, it evens out. we were talking about that before. So you can push it in towards the middle, and then you can scale it, because, here, I'll go back. As I G wide, you can see how it pinched these two vertex sets together. And I mean, it's just not even. This needs to be the same length as this one. So then, next thing we gotta do is SY, scale it then. So that just fixes it. I don't understand how that's possible. That's just a trick I accidentally realized. And then we're gonna want to, I think we're gonna actually go ahead and delete these now. We're ready for that point. So select them and then X to delete vertices. And then let's continue on. We want to, oh man, it's still too fat and bulky for me. So I think we gotta tighten up these two edge loops. It's getting trickier now with the edge loops, but I think we can still do it. Oh man, I almost had it. There we go. So I think we're gonna move these up. That's where it more has to be with the bottom ones, but now these ones are moved too far up. So we're gonna unselect these by holding Shift. I use the C key to grab that circle one, and you can middle mouse wheel in and out to change the scope of the grabber. G, Z. Bring that down. So that's more what I was going for, but it's still too fat. That's one thing I noticed. But I don't want to. This is why you want to get the dimensions right earlier on. I mean, seals are fat, so I'm not sure how wrong it really is. I think it's going okay. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. Let's scale the entire neck down towards the center. And then we'll pull it up again. You know what? Let's do that trick again where we align it to the same plane. So scale X 0. Now they're all aligned. Then we'll bring it up. GZ. That's starting to look more seal-like. Alright, what else? Maybe we'll actually rotate it about the y-axis. GZ a little bit more to get ready for that neck coming out. And then we'll extrude EX on the x-axis. What are we looking at? Seal heads are kind of fat. Their neck is sort of the same size. So I'm trying to draw what a seal would look like in the water. Which means their head wouldn't be kind of held high. They do that more in land. But it is, I don't know, it is higher though. Yeah, alright, so we'll go, this is tricky. Rotate around the y-axis, bring it up. So it almost continues and gets fatter along the head. But not, like the neck is sort of, they don't have a pronounceable neck. They sort of have one of those fat necks that kind of isn't even there. So we'll extrude again. Is there a way to extrude constrained on where it already is? That's the question. Extrude. I think you could just do like extrude 1 or something. Oh no, that's about the x-axis. Extrude constrained to, is it shift? No. I don't know how to do that. I want to extrude, but along the same line. Best thing we can do is extrude right now on the x. Whoops. Extrude on the y, or yeah, x-axis, and then go up again. And this is going to be its head. Which means we need to fan these ones out. I guess all of it out? Yeah. Except we need to... So we need to undo some stuff. We need to just pull this one way back. We'll just redo it. This one's just not as far, not as deep. And this has to be like the biggest point, and then we'll go in from there. So we'll scale this out in every direction. And then we'll extrude on the x-axis again. This one's going to be more of like a longer pinch. Put it up in so it's congruent with the other one. We'll scale it in. And let's move in towards the y-axis. Yeah, that's about right. And then they have a pronounceable snout, which I kind of want to have. We'll move the snout down. We'll move the z-axis down, and then we'll extrude the entire vertex ring out. And then we'll, let's see, rotate it about the y-axis like that. And we have to pinch it more. So not exactly like that. We'll put it more towards the y-axis middle. We'll do that trick again where you G, then you scale to kind of normalize it. And then normalize isn't really the right word. Then let's pinch it on the z-axis. Doesn't look that good. Let's move it up on the z-axis. I think the problem is this needs to be more forward. So we can do an edge slide. So that's really the power of the edge slide. The edge slide's nice. We need to extrude this more, I think. Or actually, G it more down here. Then I would say we should clamp it off. So that's not using very many vertices at all, actually. But it really doesn't really look that great either. So we can go into more detail. We're only at minute 13, so we're doing real good. So we want to get that general shape down. And I think it kind of comes out like that. And then there's sort of like a jink. And so I think we might do this one manually. Maybe we'll use that tool. Or maybe that trick that we keep doing by accident. So we'll do Y, whatever that does, X. Oh, that did not work. Let's try Y. No. Undo that. We want to just break out these three, basically. So what is it? Oh, I guess it's just another extrude. Extrude on the x-axis. Bring them down on the. I think I went too far out. Bring them down on the z-axis. See, the nose is sort of the farthest point out, though, on the seal. So I guess we'll bring these guys back in. think I'm going to be happy I did that, but we'll see. Let's just create some faces over here and here. And I just select the vertices, and I just hit the F button, that's all. And then let's just keep doing that. Just finish up like that for now. This one can connect with that one. That one can go with that one. Make a triangle, a little love triangle here. And then we'll just fill those ones in that we just added. So just generally looking from a distant perspective, let's just save it before anything horrible happens. Let's do that F12 render deal. Yeah, that's what I was going for. And let's do a barrage of other things. This is a little bit too simple. I like to do the eyes and stuff, so we might do that. But first, I wanna dumb it down and really reduce the number of vertices I'm using. I also wanted to fix the tail and stuff. So the other thing I just wanted to look at, another cool way to see what your object looks like is to quickly use, which is why it's nice to get good at that one modifier, subdivision surface, and then you can quickly just jack that up and then switch to object mode, and that's what this object is kind of going to look like. So does that look like a seal? So does it? I don't really know. I think no. I think no, it does not. The snout is too long, though there is a discernible snout, but it's very slight. You need to make the snout more pronounced by raising the head up. Their head is a little higher. Okay, so I know what to do. And just like that, we can go back into the simple. We can actually just X this out, can't we? That's even better. Go back into edit mode. So we want to make the snout more pronounced. So let's move this whole entire edge loop back by shift space and then 8 and then pointer click. Oh, I screwed something up. Let's see, what did I do wrong? Select the edge loop and then shift spaced, and I think you have to hold shift probably. Where's edge slide? There it is. Yeah, you have to hold shift. Bring that one in and then bring it in. That's what we wanted to do. And then we wanted to grab all these guys. There's way too many vertices out here in the snout. I need to clean that up. And we wanted to pull these guys in as well on the x-axis. There should be more of a shape to the head. It's probably worth it to use. Maybe we can use this edge loop. So let's scale this edge loop out. Yeah, I think that's the right decision. I'm already thinking, because we didn't lose any complexity. We didn't lose any frames for that. And I think it is, yeah, like I was saying, their necks aren't that discernible. So I think I achieved the 2 goals I set out to do. The other thing, if I want to hit A, I'm looking at, ooh, yeah, this is a really vertex heavy one compared to the others. The other ones were sitting around 50 right now. And I did say I wanted more complexity to the seal, but the seal doesn't really look more complex as to the others at this stage. But it definitely doesn't look like a shark. But the tail can be cleaned up. The whole thing needs to be cleaned up now, I believe. We're sitting at 19 minutes, so that's about right. We can spend 5 minutes cleaning up the vertices. Then maybe we can add more complexity after that. So let's do that. Let's just clean up. The fin is looking real sloppy over here, so let's make that look better. That can't be. This is in farther than the others. That can't be. That's nuts. I'm going to pull all these middle ones out by doing GX down this axis. I'm going to now, these are out enough, so I'm going to deselect them, but I'm going to continue that same process. Cleaning that up, but this is still sloppy. This is even too far out, maybe that was a mistake. Bringing in more. Problem is it needs to go down. Alright, that's not terrible. So what can we, so I don't think we even need this middle line at all, to be honest. We do need these ones, I think. So that's the question. So, but because I have, yeah, I'd say let's get rid of these ones. So I think we're gonna just take this line and slap it down here. The whole thing. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So we're gonna be Alt-Ming to merge this whole thing. Whoops. Alt-M'd out of my Blender program. I'm thinking about putting in like time lapses here instead. So let me know. So I don't think we really lost any complexity there, but we saved on some vertices there. So that's why we did that. We gotta do it to the bottom too. I think we might be able to do it twice on the bottom, actually. Like, I don't really want any three-dimensionalness at all. I think I might regret that though. Let's just do this one first before we do anything crazy. Ooh, is that a mistake? You know, do I want to leave that? Let's take another look. I think it's okay. I think we're going to move forward. And you don't have to do this process, but it just, you know, for me, it's just I'm trying to get my game running smoothly. And this just is the kind of thing you got to do. So now what? I feel like I could merge some of these, but I don't want to go overboard. The fin also looks a little bit sloppy. I did want those powerful shoulder muscles, but I kind of want to, I feel like it sticks out too much. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to move maybe the whole thing in. Not sure exactly how we're going to do this. Maybe like that, yeah. So let's just, yeah. So G X, oops, GY rather. Just moving that in a little bit, and then I want to move this one in only. GX, same thing. No, sorry, not GX, GY. And then I'll deselect these. Do it again, GY. These flippers are they more go in. They're not like out. If that makes sense. This one needs to be changed. GY. That's looking more flipper-like faux show. Now let's tighten up the tail. Yep. Do I want to tighten up? So it looks like we have too many vertices in here. We don't need that many. So I think I'm going to collapse this one on this one. And I'll do the same thing on this one. I don't think I need these two to be different. So I can collapse. I think it'd be, that's tough. We'll collapse. See, over here I want to collapse this one to this one, but over here I want to collapse this one to this one. So I think we'll do it like this. Just minimized it by accident again. That's if you hit the window key by accident. Alright, that takes out some complexity. I could merge these two, really. I really don't need that one. This looks ridiculous. I gotta bring this down. I can clean up the bottom, I think. I could merge these two lines. I wonder if there's a way to do this, like, by selecting both lines and doing it all at once. I've been wondering that. I think I can merge these two as well. There's no need for that. Merge them at center would be more appropriate. Alright, what else? I think there's too many of these lines now. I could probably merge this one with this one. I think I can collapse this whole ring with the ring behind it. Or one of these isn't necessary. Maybe this one. Yeah, this one in the middle. This ring isn't necessary. I wonder if you can collapse them onto themselves. Let's see. Last. Nope. Yeah, that's what I figured. So you do. I think you do have to do it one by one. Let's go with. We'll merge the first onto the ladder. I think there's even more, that I can do. You do have to think about animating, though. Oh God, we're animating right now. Oops. We have to think about. We're going to be animating the tail, so we do need. When you're animating something, you need more vertices. Which other one is superfluous? Probably this one. And that one can be collapsed onto themselves. So we'll collapse the former with the latter again. Yeah, that was the right move. And the tail is way less complex now. And it does the same thing, more or less. We're going to compare it in a second. So maybe I'm wrong. This was a horrible mistake. We've ruined our seal. But that edge loop tool, the loop cut tool, makes it super easy to add complexity back. So not a big deal. I think it looks about the same. I feel like we can take these two into each other even, but I think at that point we'd be pushing it. Man, maybe I can collapse these two. I think we'll leave that though for now. And the other thing is that I thought the snout was kind of too big. So we're going to move that back on the x-axis. Maybe we'll rotate it about the y-axis. Nope. Rotate it about the x-axis? No. Rotate it about the z-axis? No. It was the y-axis. I just did it wrong. Alright, so let's apply that thing again and see what we got. Ooh, we're at 30 minutes. First, though, I just want to say we were at 238 vertices. Now we're at 192. So we really brought that down quite a bit, like 30% or something. So now let's do the subdivision surface deal again and see what it looks like jacked up in object mode. Well, let me get up my little Mediterranean monk seal picture. Yeah, we lost our snout again. And what else? The tail, connector, and entire tail seem a little small. No, actually, they're about right. But we gotta fix that snout. I just want to fix the snout before it's too late. So we're gonna X out the subdivision surface thing again, and go back in. Make that snout. I think we just need to bring these ones down. That's probably it. Let's see if we can lose any more data here. I don't think we need this. I don't know what to do. I was talking about making the face more complex is the thing. And if I make the face more complex, I don't want to lose any vertices that I got going. Let's just tighten things up a tad. I think we'll probably keep that for now. Now let's do the subdivision thing again and look at it again in object mode. So does that look like a seal? Yeah, it does. The silhouette looks like a seal. Awesome. Super stoked about that. There definitely could be more stuff going on in the face area, for sure. But this is a really good bare bones kind of deal. I do kind of want to merge. I want to go even crazier and try to get even less vertices. So I think we're just going to spend like 2 minutes doing that. We can add complexity back, I guess. But I'm not sure what I can take down, actually. We can merge these. I think we're going to leave it, because I think we're going to... I'll be happy I left it as it was, but this is pretty loud, vertice-wise, right here for me. And so is the pinch of the tail. But again, I might add complexity to it. The fin is still a little bit too something or other. I'll tell you, I'll actually tighten things up a little bit. Let's move these down. How do we make this better? I think just this one. Move this down the G axis a little bit. It's a little bit more natural. This armpit area is kind of making me nervous. There's just a lot of kind of comings and goings in here. This one's sort of messing it up. Let's try to put it... Well, something's wrong. So we'll scale it on the Z first, I think. We're going to scale... not scale, but transform. Then I think we'll bring this one on the Z down. And on the... maybe even this one, GX. This one maybe GX as well. GY. I think that looks a little healthier, but it's still a little sloppy. I think these two need to be brought down. Yeah, that's looking a little better. Maybe puff this one out a tad. I went too hard on the collapsing of that one. Alright, cool. So that's our seal. First round vertex kind of deal. And then as, I might not even touch it. I might just do that trick. The subsurface, whatever. And that's how I know that my object model is looking good, is if I can just do that trick and do nothing, and it looks like the object. That's kind of what we're going for. Even though our tail looks like a lobster tail, and our lobster tail looks like a seal tail, that's alright. So thanks, guys. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And yeah, join me in my next one.